Hello, learners. We are going to talk about Copilot to provide you with a deep insight into how you could use ChatGPT AI tools in order to improve your languages. Some of the things we are about to discuss are universal to any ChatGPT tool that people use for language practices. So let's get started. We are already in the interface of Copilot. I'm gonna click on use microphone symbol here. You might not have time to listen to details. Basically, there are four ways of using Copilot for language improvement. First, you can ask it to define words and make example sentences. Second, generate a story that matches up with your level. Third, provide the vocabulary relevant to your level. Fourth is generating images. Now, I'm going to click on the microphone symbol here. Copilot, please define the word slingshot and make 10 example sentences so that it was easier for me to memorize the word for a longer term.
Sure. A slingshot is a small hand-powered projectile weapon. It typically
All right, let's go. It's responding to me now. It's providing everything that I've just asked. It's got several definitions, and to optimize the way you learn vocabulary and grammatical structures at the same time, if you want to be faster in your language learning journey, then you have to make sentences. These sentences that you ask from Copilot are going to help you a lot with making your own original random sentences because they provide you with an idea for generating sentences in your mind and speaking them out. You can make sentences based on the sentences it's provided. I am going to show to you how to do it in the following example. Let's have a look. We have got this third sentence here. She crafted a slingshot from a sturdy branch and some rubber bands. Right now, I'm gonna make a sentence based on the sentence Copilot has provided. She managed to craft a slingshot out of sturdy branch and some rubber bands. This is one sentence I made. Second sentence. The sturdy branch and some rubber bands were very useful in crafting our slingshot. I want to have my personal slingshot, so I will go into the forest, look for some sturdy branch, and find some rubber bands. That's the third sentence I made. Sometimes the sentences you make might sound silly, not always correct and proficient, but it's totally okay. It happens, we are in the language learning process, so you don't have to worry about anything when making sentences, but try to be as correct as possible with grammar and vocabulary being used. The next thing you could do with Copilot is asking it to make a story that would match up with your language level. Copilot, please make up a random story of pre-intermediate level and highlight new vocabulary so that I could have a better insight into how I could use certain words and also improve my reading comprehension.
Sure. Here's a story for you. Here's a story for you. The Adventure of the Lost Map. One sunny afternoon.
Alright, it's provided two sections here. Let's have a look. First section is for the story where new vocabulary is highlighted, and the second section is about the highlighted vocabulary in the story specifically. Sometimes people ask, why do we need stories for learning new vocabulary? The answer to that is, in the first place, reading stories improves your reading comprehension. This is really important for learning a language. Another thing is context. You get to learn new vocabulary being used in a variety of contexts. You can actually ask for example sentences without having to ask for a story. But when you read stories, additionally, it boosts your reading comprehension and speed. So we have asked for defining words and 10 example sentences. I could ask for 15 or 20. There is no limitation usually. You can ask for whatever number. Also, you can ask for stories if it's interesting for you. You can also share this tool with your students wherever you teach languages or share with your friends to help them speed up the language learning process, especially when they are preparing for IELTS or TOEFL international exams that rigorously test your English level. Alright, the next thing you could do with Copilot is generating images and asking for new vocabulary. Copilot, please provide an image of a telephone connected to a charger in 1980s.
I'll try to create that.
It usually generates 4 images at a time. Each time you ask for image generation, it provides a batch of 4 images. Okay, we have seen it. And another thing it could do for you to make the conversation interesting is asking for new vocabulary. Copilot, please provide 20 new words of intermediate level because I'm at intermediate level or my friend, my student is at intermediate level. You have to define those words, give example sentences, and provide translation to my mother tongue.
Sure. Here are 20 intermediate level words with definitions, example sentences, and translations to Uzbek.
Alright. Copilot can tailor vocabulary lists to your specific level and needs, ensuring that the words are neither too easy nor too difficult. Additionally, having definitions, examples, and translations all in one place saves time and effort, making your learning process more efficient. It has provided vocabulary at the level I asked. Now, the task is to learn all this vocabulary. Have a conversation with Copilot and keep on learning English language and other languages too, such as Chinese, Russian. It might be a different language in your case. The translations provided are generally of high quality. However, there may be occasional inaccuracies. It's important to note that not all languages are equally advanced in the current database or system of ChatGPT tools. Therefore, while the translations are helpful, they may not always be perfectly accurate. Users should be aware of this limitation. Users should be aware of this limitation and consider cross-referencing with other reliable sources when necessary. Also, people often ask about the differences between Copilot and ChatGPT. When using Copilot, you need to click on the microphone symbol each time you want to send a prompt. In contrast with ChatGPT's voice mode, the conversation continues until you click the exit button on your screen. It's important to note that the voice mode of ChatGPT is only available on smartphones. While you can use the chat feature on a computer, the voice mode is not accessible there. Despite searching extensively, I have never found the voice mode option for ChatGPT on my computer for free. Therefore, I have always used it on my smartphone. To access the voice mode of ChatGPT, you need to register with your Gmail account. This is a step that many people are not aware of. Most people use ChatGPT for text-based conversations, but there are some who use the voice mode, although they are quite rare. If you are a language learner, it's important to know about this feature. Register your Gmail on ChatGPT and use the voice mode. It's totally free in my experience. You can try it out for yourself by downloading the app on your smartphone. I'm referring to the ChatGPT that has got over 100 million downloads on Play Store. Now let's return to Copilot. We have asked for translations, definitions, and example sentences for the new words Copilot has provided. We have also generated images with its help. Additionally, we have requested a story relevant to our level. When learning new vocabulary, such as a slingshot, we asked for definitions and example sentences to help us memorize the word long term and to gain a clear understanding, especially since slingshot is used in different contexts. This is all part of the exciting process of enhancing your language skills. There are 10 sentences it's providing. I'm going to show to you how I personally use it on a daily basis to have a better effect on my language. Let's go. Please provide upper intermediate words in English with translations to my mother tongue, definitions, and example sentences.
Sure. Here are 20 upper.
Word memorization takes time. It's a lengthy process, much like language learning itself. So it's important to be patient and not rush the process. Just remember it's better not to be hasty. Take this into account too. Copilot is a great tool to help ease the language learning process, especially when you don't feel like talking with people. Many people have told me that they encounter toxic and mean behavior while trying to practice their languages online sometimes. This does happen, but see it as a part of the process. We always recommend using Copilot or ChatGPT if someone wants to have a conversation, learn new vocabulary, and understand grammatical structures to normalize those into their regular speech. Now we have got 20 new words of upper intermediate level. I'm going to try to make sentences on the words Copilot has provided me with. There is this word conceal, to hide or keep something secret. She tried to conceal her disappointment. Okay, now my sentences. My friends are not concealing anything from me. That's one sentence I made. Second sentence. To conceal my own anger and disappointment at the teacher, I started playing my phone. Alright, now I have made my own sentences based on the parts of the sentences Copilot has provided. Can you teach me how to keep my photos a secret in the gallery? That's another sentence I made. So this is all. I have made sentences using words such as conceal. I also used words from the definition of the word. Example sentence 2. I used concealed and disappointment. Basically, what I'm trying to do is doing my best to include all these words in my sentence to help myself memorize words, word connections, phrases, and grammar of these words being connected. Well, that's all for today. If you are a dedicated language learner, it will definitely help because to maintain consistency, you need someone to speak with and listen to, and Copilot does it very well. May this class be useful for you. See you in the next class.